Ty Simpson took center stage in Tuscaloosa at Alabama's Pro Days. Our Ty Simpson Pro Day takeaways. Did he look the part for Cardinals QB1, Johnny Venerable?
Plus, we look ahead to Columbus, Ohio. How did Arvell Reese fare? Isaiah Simmons 2.0, tough scene. He's an off-ball linebacker. We're live starting now. Let's do it. Hey, welcome in. Studio K, presented by our friends at Circle K. Buckle up for this one, folks. It's the PHNX Cardinals podcast, your premier, #1 in the world, Arizona Cardinal podcast. Like and subscribe. Leave us a 5-star wherever you get your programming. I'm Johnny Venerable. He is Brack in Studio K. No man behind the Mac today. It's Pro Day. We're a couple of pros. Let's go.
Gonna act like some amateurs here in just a few minutes. I can guarantee you that. But you guys lighting it up in the chat. I see that with your supporter and, of course, subscription emojis flying. Jedi Cardinal Evan. How about New Jersey Cardinal? Eris, I see you. Mike D, 1984. Schaff, our guy. Gary Coker, Midwest Mike. Terry Cleary. How about Jules Felix, 77 Far North. Burnt Marble. Cam, Utah Cards fan. Cardinals Cruiser. Sag. Grayson, love to see a full house packed and ready to enjoy some strong takes because we're not going to be short on them today. That's right. We're going to be getting after it. Look at Ivar. Already getting one out there. Ty Simpson, great. And Jeremiah Love. Come on. Love overcomes, doesn't he? But we'll see what comes out of today's conversation.
Glaze mid-time. Let's go. Glaze it up with Jacob. Hide your kids. Hide your loved ones. This is the not PGTV today in terms of the takes. They're going to be flying. Ty Simpson has Pro Day today. Looked pretty good. Looked like a first-round quarterback to me. So the narrative around Ty Simpson right now is he's not worth a first-round pick. My co-host doesn't believe so. Yep. Many in this fan base don't believe so. Media slander, and then you watch him today. My biggest takeaway from today, because it's not no defenders. You're not in pads. It's a glorified, shorts competition.
Mm-hmm.
All I heard was no special traits, average to below average, not great, mobility, blah, blah, blah. His arm strength looked pretty good. Not just pretty good. I thought his arm strength today was a positive, was a plus. I think his arm is stronger than Mac Jones coming out. I think his arm is stronger than Brock Purdy coming out. And again, those are guys that, maybe you don't want to project to, and I get that. But when we're watching rag arm Tua and his ball die,
right,
and we're watching rag arm Michael Penix and his ball die, I saw that today, and I said, if he could accomplish anything today, he checked the box, ripping it deep. And if you're a Cardinal fan and you have any hesitation, he is more mobile than you think. He's got a better arm than you think. He's going to have weapons, could have 2 first-round tackles. He's going to play indoors. My argument continues to be offensive head coach, knows the system that he would run, obviously. He is set up for success here.
Yeah,
and, it's a good day for Ty Simpson, who I believe will be a first-round pick.
Yeah, what was it like for Superman? He's stronger than a locomotive. He's faster than a speeding bullet.
Yeah,
and these are the superlatives for Ty Simpson: stronger arm than Mac Jones. Look out, world, man, boy, oh boy, sold.
Well, that's who they're comping him to.
Sold. I was a hater before, but now. I've seen the light. and it was Ty Simpson going out there and showing an above average arm. It's a howitzer out there. Good for him. No, good throws. And you know what? I wish I'd said this yesterday because it was the most obvious thing ever. Like this was it was inevitable, right? He wasn't his skivvies. It was inevitable that we were going to lose our minds and there was going to be a moment and it was going to be reminiscent. And it's not just Zach Wilson. It's Justin Fields. It's who else? Anybody that's put on a pair of shorts and gone out in the pro day with near perfect environment and had a good workout. It was all in the stars for Ty Simpson today. I do want to backtrack a little bit because I'm heavy as far as the criticism and the satire, but I don't hate Ty Simpson. That's not what this is about. I don't like aggressively trading up for Ty Simpson. Okay. I sure as hell hate the idea of third overall Ty Simpson. I'll tell you that much. You would keep me up at night. But as far as like Ty Simpson, you take a flyer on him, like perfect world, perfect circumstances, he falls into your lap and you're just utilizing the 34th overall pick or a minor trade up to like the end of the first round, I'll be fine and dandy with it. But if we're giving up future assets and we're putting a guy who's on a really hot seat in a position to mess up the future of this team, to take a big swing on a second tier quarterback prospect, that's where I'm going to dig in.
Yeah. And listen, I a lot of what you just said, I agree with, by the way. I'm not saying I want to see Ty Simpson be the first pick that the Cardinals make. I don't. I think that would be a mistake, right? He is lying to us. Everybody, here's what I will say. Today, some people, when we posted there, I embedded that clip, and I'll give credit to the guy here in a second that had it. Ohio State stud, or excuse me, Alabama stud that was putting out those clips, young man at university. And I embedded the clip and I posted it. A lot of people were like, I'm not going to lie, his arm is way better than I thought. I must have seen that comment like 10 times. So are you backing up off your stance that if they were to trade up for him slightly, that you're not going to then be poo-pooing the narrative, well, I can't have my quarterback next year. Hey, I could have a franchise quarterback here and he's available and we're going to take him, or mystery box QB in 2027. You're okay with the mystery box being put off to the side?
Yeah, you have to put it off to the side.
Right. But are you okay with that? Would you?
Am I okay? I'm going to be skeptical, given all the data that we have that points to quarterbacks of his size, his measurables, skill set, experience at the collegiate level. They don't really work out. They don't pan out. He's got a lot of strikes against him. But as far as like, if the Cardinals show a sign of immense conviction, and that's utilizing and trading up to the first round to take Ty Simpson, then that's a commitment that they're going to have to honor. And I'm going to stand there like, a best man who doesn't think his buddy's marriage is going to work out and say, I'm here for you. I am here. I'm going to stand up for you. And I'm going to be as supportive as I possibly can.
You're like Vince Vaughn in Old School. You're like, not too late. This is a mistake. Look at the baby. Look at the baby. All right, let's get to some of these throws because I'm going to make Bo watch these on a loop. Here's the throw that took the internet by storm.
This is Bird Box.
It's what everybody's talking about. Off his back foot, on a frozen piss missile rope, 60 yards. No, play that one more time. Credit JD Zaza. Let's cue this up one more time from the beginning, Noah. He's off his back foot. Watch this. Easy 60 yards. Every throw I saw him make today was like in stride, over the shoulder. Receivers weren't stopping. And then how about this throw? Cue up this next one here. Down the right sideline, avoiding pressure. See that? Look at that hose. Those are NFL throws, folks.
I would qualify that.
Those are NFL throws. Look at this. See ya, Myles Garrett. Whoop.
He had a good day. He had a good day.
He did. He's a real quarterback prospect. People are like, he's trash. It's like, no, he's not trash. He's a first-round quarterback prospect. I'm going to tell you right now, he's got a better arm than Dante Moore had. The arm that Dante Moore had at the end of the year was not as good as Tyson.
There are levels to this, though. We know this. Following this game we love.
You hate it.
There are levels to this as far as what you would qualify as a first-round quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Where in the first round?
End of the first round.
Okay.
And that's been my take this whole time. I've said this whole time, trade up into the 20s and take him. Be like, never. He's terrible. And I'm like, I'm not taking him at 3rd overall.
Right.
I'm going to tell you right now, and this is going to be my hot take for the day. There is less risk in taking Ty Simpson at the end of the first round than there would have been taking Dante Moore 2nd or 3rd overall based on what we saw at the end of the year from Dante Moore.
Disagree with that. Strong disagree. Strong disagree. Dante Moore is 6'3".
He looked bad at the end of the year.
He did. They both looked bad.
Ty looked good in the round before him. Ty looked good against Oklahoma. Dante Moore had a bad college football playoff.
But Ty didn't look good against Georgia.
But Dante Moore had the wherewithal to say, I'm going to go back.
Indiana.
Right.
And the rest of his team looked good against Eastern Illinois, but Ty didn't.
Okay. That game didn't matter. That game was
he threw 2 picks.
We're trying some new stuff.
Against the mighty Eastern Illinois Catamounts or whatever.
He went against Oklahoma, who had one of the best defenses in the country with Brett Venables, and he lit him up. And you even said before the show, what'd you say about Ty's receiving core? Scrub dirts. Not good.
I'm shocked what has happened with Ryan Williams. Yeah. I can't believe he went from a true freshman and everybody's like, can this guy enter the draft now? Because if he did, he'd be a top 10 pick to what the hell happened to this kid? I mean, he struggled today in a couple of instances, even though he was just working out, helping out with the draftees. But it's unfortunate.
Jacob, I'm not disagreeing that Dante Moore would be a better prospect, but you're taking Dante Moore 2nd overall if the Jets were taking him, right? My argument has consistently been give up a pick and go from 34 to like in the late 20s to get a 5th-year option on a flyer for a kid that fits what Mike LaFleur wants to do. That's my argument.
Yeah, but what's the deal, though? Because if it's the deal that Phil Yates put out there and it's close to the Giants deal, and we saw as far as the draft chart, that's an overpay. You can't be overpaying. I don't want you to overpay.
Not this year, no.
You'd have a pick swap basically from 34 to late 20s, and then you're going to include 2/3. I mean, that's a tough sell.
It's not when this franchise has used thirds on a blocking tight end and a corner that's never played.
But they also have thirds that they used on guys who are contributors to this team. On both sides of the football and 2nd-round picks. Like your starting corner is going to be a 2nd-round pick.
He's your quarterback.
I know that.
He's your quarterback. But I can't give up a 3rd for a guy we think could be our franchise quarterback. Come on, what are we doing? It's legitimately to jump the Jets and get a 5th-year option. That's why you're doing it. I don't like. You're telling me right now if Mike LaFleur and Monti Ossenfort like Ty's our guy. And they don't splurge. They don't go up into like the teens, which is irresponsible. We agree on that. And they're like, we got to get into the 20s. And a team in the 20s, I don't even know, Buffalo or whomever, and that you call them and you say, hey, here's 65 and here's 34. You're not doing that deal?
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's nothing.
Because it's just 65, basically. Because you're swapping your 2nd with their 1st.
It's a bummer. We don't have picks on day 2. But then you have 2 first-round picks this year. One is your quarterback, and one is either the best pass rusher in the NFL or in this class, or the best offensive tackle in this class.
And that's where you can get me more on board. Like I've said, a mini trade-up. I'm saying aggressively.
Because baby trade.
The Jets aren't not in this, right? The Jets had a presence today in Tuscaloosa at the Pro Day. So I just... Are they going to play the waiting game? And it's like, how much of a strong feeling do you have on these guys? And also, like, you have that same thing about Mike and Monty being in on this. It's just they're nearly drawing dead as far as quarterback options this offseason. because they missed out on it in free agency. They cut ties, obviously, with Kyler. They've got 2 backup quarterbacks that are in their room right now. And this draft, there just weren't a whole lot of options. And they're gonna sit up there, and of course, it's like, Mike, you get to pick where we're going to dinner tonight, but it ain't Stick 44.
Stop doing this argument.
You got Applebee's, maybe Long John Silver's. It was closed down though because of they had the health inspector go in there. You pick. Oh, great. All right. Well, I guess I'll go with 5 Guys then, and that's good. It'll
does the job.
It'll get you a good meal for that evening.
I am very realistic of what Ty Simpson is and isn't, but I also know this franchise and this fan base. The Cardinals do not have a consistent resume history of sustained success. Is that fair?
Correct. 100%.
100%. And the biggest reason has been inconsistent quarterback play and roster mismanagement.
Yes.
Okay? Kyler hasn't been available. And that we have younger fans in the audience. So I'm going to ask you to turn the clocks back and think about what this quarterback used to be and not what he is now. Although he was just signed by another team, traded by another team. If Ty Simpson is Andy Dalton, and who went at the top of the second round, and he comes here and you're winning consistently 10 plus games a year and you are viable and relevant, that's enough. This is like, I understand we want to have aspirations of Josh Allen in the top 10, franchise changers. How about just like, let's set some standards of like, we're not going to be the worst team in the NFL. We're not going to be the laughing stock. And if they feel like he can come in and be a young stabilizer at the position, a move the chain stabilizer, making no money, and you get a 5-year window to hit on some picks and sign some free agents and have a 5-year period of success, God forbid we snub our nose at that. I'm not. This franchise stinks right now. They went on average 4 to 5 games a year. And you got people in this fan base saying, tank another season, so maybe Sam Levitt will be available at pick 7, who couldn't stay healthy last year. Dante Moore, who was awful at the end. Like, those guys aren't guarantees either. If there's a guy right now that you can get on the cheap that can come in here and be available for you and fit a system and stack up W's, you have to take him. If you believe he's that guy.
I mean, if you're going to paint it up as that, and that is, I think, unfair to the kid.
I'm coming at it. You're a cog in the machine. You don't have to be a franchise savior.
But at the same time, you're trying to save a general manager's job. You're trying to get a new coach off on the right foot. And you're trying to take this perennial loser that is stuck in this vicious circle of losing. And they start, we're going to rebuild the right way. And they start to rebuild and they see how hard it is and how daunting it is and how much it sucks. And it's not for the faint of heart. And they get to a point where they're like, well, we need this. So let's abandon the plan and pivot to this direction. And it screws up the entire thing. The Cardinals aren't the Niners. The Cardinals aren't the Seahawks. The Cardinals aren't the Rams. Cardinals need every edge possible as far as team building goes. They don't have any selling points that the other teams in their division, their backyard, that have. So if you're going to pivot and you're going to take a risk on a quarterback, he's got to be a good quarterback. That's where I have my biggest issues with the Ty Simpson idea. Ty Simpson is going to go from, after years of success in Alabama, successful programs, losing 0, 1, maybe 2 games, to have lost 4 games, to a program where it's like all the success in Tuscaloosa, they don't have a lot of success in taking quarterbacks and translating to the next level. But Ty Simpson, from the team that's lost the most games in the last 2 decades, is going to be the guy that's going to come to the desert and change things around as a guy that's 6'1" as far as the measurables. And he's got all these things as far as the lack of experience, and it plays into that data. It's like the biggest long shot ever.
But if you're phrasing it like that, where really nobody but, Hercules can succeed in this position, then don't draft a quarterback. Just don't draft anybody. Just go the veteran route forever. Because Kyler Murray, if you want to do that game, didn't lose a high school game, was undefeated at Oklahoma until the college football playoff, was one of the winningest quarterbacks in the history of somebody being 22 years and younger, comes here and did not have success consistently. And was the first overall pick.
But why?
Because the infrastructure of the organization
wasn't there.
But then were you just gonna stop? You just gonna stop taking quarterbacks then? You haven't taken a quarterback in the top 3 since you took Kyler in 2019. Well, I understand your hesitation. At some point, make a flipping pick. Do something. Stop with this.
This isn't the time to do it. Unfortunately, it sucks. I want it to be here. I wish there was quarterbacks that you could take.
Look at, like, do we still have that clip from the other day of, we don't, but of the mock draft from last year projected to this year, the way too early mock draft. Yeah. They had Garrett Messenger and Drew Aller and Klubnik, the bum from Clemson, in the top 10. Like, we can always do the shtick of wait till next year. Like, if they like him and he's a fringe first rounder, go up and get him. Take a chance. Do something. This fan base is on flipping life support right now. And I get it. We're in the off season. They want to focus on this year's draft. Don't blow my picks. It's going to be fine. We're all going to be fine the day after the draft is over. We promise, with Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew, until you hit that Monday and then you realize you have a roadway of the next 6 months when Gardner Minshew and Jacoby Brissett are your options at quarterback and people laugh at you and people do not take you seriously and you have zero hope at the position. No quarterbacks under contract beyond 2026. And again, that's not this fan base's fault. That's the organization and the general manager's fault. I am simply saying, if there's a first-round quarterback that's available, the Cardinals need to consider that person. In what world would they not consider him?
I'm not saying they don't consider him.
They're in the
but at the same token, you can't be burning picks as far as day 2 selections as a draft and develop team. And that has shown they weren't as close as they thought they were going to be last year. They got a long way to go from creating that infrastructure that is going to especially lift up a quarterback with limitations.
Yeah. For me, why did you hire Mike LaFleur? You hired him to come in here and work with a young quarterback and get this offense in a place where it has an identity and lead this franchise.
Yeah.
And if you think that player is in this year's draft, and again, I'm not comparing Ty to Kyler Murray. I'm not comparing Ty to next year's quarterbacks.
But that's the thing about Kyler was a tier 1 prospect. He was a guy that even though he had he wasn't a traditional size quarterback, he had the ability to change games. He was a Heisman winner. Like, Ty Simpson didn't sniff the Heisman Trophy this year. I mean, and he went to Bama. It's not the guy you make the aggressive play.
He's not a top 10 quarterback. He's not a top 15 quarterback. What are we talking about? We're talking about a second rounder and some change to go up and get a guy that you think could be your guy for the next 5 to 7 years. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I put me firmly in the camp. I don't want to play the game of how many games can we lose this year to suck ass again and be an embarrassment and have the NFL laugh at us, to still, with the strength of schedule, pick around 4th or 5th and then to be SOL out of luck for a quarterback next year. But that's fine. We can sit here next year and say, you know what? We just go BPA at pick 5. Did you guys see the 2028 class? It's fantastic. They've got my nephew who's 6 years old right now. He's projected to be one of the best quarterbacks in that class. That's what we do every year.
How long has there been a considerable drought at the quarterback position in year in and year out? Usually there's a down year and then it comes back up.
What about last year?
Last year, what did we have last year? Remind me.
They had Cam Ward, not great, and then Jackson Dart late.
Tyler Shuck
in the second. Not a great QB class.
It got 3 guys that are the presumptive starters for their team going into next year.
Ty Simpson and Mendoza will be starters for teams at the end of 2026.
See.
We're coming back around the corner. Let's talk about the Cardinals' presence plus Arvell Reese. Bust watch. It's PHNX.
Quick reminder to the folks out there, March might be all about football talk for us here at PHNX Cardinals, but the World Cup is here too. It's coming soon. And no better way to enjoy that than with Casamigos, ready to go margarita. Who doesn't love the ready-made margs? Whether you're hosting a full-on watch party, just kicking back for the match, Casamigos makes it easier to bring everyone together. That's what PHNX Cardinals is about. That's what Casamigos is about. Friends, fans, even a few frenemies along the way. One margarita at a time. These are ready to enjoy, made with simple, high-quality ingredients like Blanco tequila, real lime juice, natural flavors, and just uncork, pour over ice, throw on a lime, and you're good to go. Bing, bang. Thank you, Casamigos. They've got 2 flavors, classic lime, spicy, and you got 110 calories per serving with the real juice. They're perfect pairing with whatever else you got on the table there. So no matter what you're rooting for, who you're rooting for, make sure you're saying cheers with Casamigos Margarita. Casamigos, the drink of the World Cup.
If you love the NFL Draft, then this is your edge. The Die Hard NFL Draft Guide is built and based off of thousands of hours of film study, being boots on the ground, Shrine Bowl, Senior Bowl, Combine, talking to scouts, talking to coaches, really getting a feel for where these players are best going to fit and project in the NFL. We're talking hundreds of players in this class.
This is the best draft breakdown Cardinals fans can find. It's all inside Fran Duffy's 2026 NFL Draft Guide at GoPHNX.com. We're talking scheme fits, positions of need, and prospects that are going to define the offseason, setting Michael LaFleur potentially up for success, keeping Monti Ossenfort employed.
All right, so what are you going to find in the guide? Well, you're going to find player comps. You're going to find strengths, weaknesses, physical tools, analytics, highlights, analysis from all across the space, everything you need to try and determine who are the best players for your team. You get access to the guide if you're a diehard, and you'll also get access to a couple of individual breakdowns I'm doing specifically for your team. All right, look, if you want surface level breakdowns, you can get them anywhere. But if you want independent thought, if you want thorough breakdowns on all of these prospects, become a diehard, get the guide. Or you can get access to the 2026 guide for just $26. Let's win draft season.
All right. The chat's on fire today. You guys are unbelievable. Hit that like button. Let's jump in. So we've got a photo of Cardinals area scout talking with the OC for Alabama.
Okay.
Bo, you didn't think much of this. Monti Ossenfort notably was not there. He doesn't go to most high-profile pro days. He didn't go to Ohio State's 2 years ago. I don't know if he went to Ole Miss's last year. He's not a fixture at pro days.
Right.
And there was only one GM there. It was Ryan Poles because he likes to be everywhere and be seen. So,
yeah. So you got the pro scout out there, and that's great. I mean, it's his area. That's the place he covers. So it's like he got up today. He went to work, and he was at the Bama Pro Day. Like I would imagine that.
Tell the people what you sent to me when I sent that to you.
What did I say? Like area man goes to work.
Said, local man goes to work. Local man, who's the area scout, goes and does his job.
Right. I mean, the guy put on his uniform. He went in there. He punched the clock.
Yeah.
He scouted Bama players. That it's more than Ty Simpson. They've got Caden Proctor. They got a couple defensive line guys. They got some wide receiver talent out there. I mean, it's an NFL factory. It remains the same even though it's down. So it's like Bama and Ohio State. That's what you got with the Cardinals' presence there. And but talking to Grubb, I mean, the offensive side, I'll give you that. But he could be talking about, old Caden Proctor too, who's a tackle prospect in this draft. Could be there at 34 if they go David Bailey at 3.
It was actually area man shows up for work. That got me good today. So no Monty. The Jets are holding a private workout with Ty. They're having some what we like to call private time. Okay, private time with the Jets and Ty Simpson. They're not. I still contend they're not taking him at 2 and they're not taking him at 16.
If they spoke with him. They were talking to him at the combine or at the pro day today. Look at it. It's Ty Simpson and whatever the hell this guy on the right is doing. doing some sort of calisthenics here. Looks like he's like, Ty, you need me to go out there and run some routes for you? This is how I imagine Johnny talks to his wife in the kitchen. Like she's just talking about what to do with the kids that week. And he's just limbering up.
That's uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable watching that. The whole, like, say what you want about the Cardinals. The whole Jets vibe is like kind of creepy. Like if they're just always around. Yeah. They're always in on everybody. All young quarterbacks. And it's just like, guys, take a minute, take a breath here. You don't have to lust over all these young quarterbacks. There's no way they're taking him second, and I don't believe there's any way he's going 16th overall or 15th. I mean, what did they do at the trade deadline? I agree with you. Like, what did they do at the trade deadline last year? All to set up them taking Ty Simpson. It just felt Stretch Armstrong. It just felt like they were firmly putting themselves in the camp for 2027 with all the picks they acquired. It just would be really weird for them to take him. Was it 16th overall? They want the Cardinals to feel desperate to jump them. That's what they want. That's what I believe when I watch that today. They are the Jets are putting on a show with their private time with Ty to make Monti Ossenfort or whomever sweat enough to take him ahead of where the Jets are. The Jets are in like firm, like asset acquiring mode, rebuilding, starting from scratch. Like name the Jets like 5 best players.
Oh man.
Like a running back.
Yeah, Breece Hall for sure. Garrett Wilson. Yeah.
One of their tackles isn't bad.
Yeah.
Their defense on paper is the worst defense in the NFL. They have no talent defensively. Outside of they traded for Sweat from Tennessee, which congratulations. Yeah, they're starting over. Here's my opinion. Ty Simpson is not a quarterback you start over with. I can say that. Like my simping for Ty Simpson is based on like tiers and levels and where I think he can have success and in what structure. Ty Simpson basically going to die a football death in the New York media, the Jets franchise. Aaron Glenn will be fired by Halloween. Frank Wright will be the interim. He will have a very similar season to Rosen, if not worse. They will hire a new head coach who probably won't love Ty, and then they'll have their options next year. It'll just be a disaster. If I was Ty's people, I would advise against go. Like I'm not saying this to shill or to play to our area or to play to our market. I'm sure Ty Simpson's first choice is to come here. You can't convince me otherwise. I'm sure that that's his first choice.
And it's also strange, like Frank Reich, I saw him on the Twitter streets say he was at Ohio State.
Right.
Like, wouldn't you, if you had interest in Ty Simpson in the first round, if you're the Jets, wouldn't you send your OC there to talk to him?
Ty's going to be there in the 20s. Ty Simpson's going to be there in the 20s, and then it's up to the Cardinals to do what they need to do.
He's chopping it up with Ryan Day and Jeremiah Smith at the Ohio State Pro Day today. He wasn't even at Bama. But they are having the private where maybe he's like,
Cardinals are going to have a private workout.
Yeah. I reached out to Garofolo trying to get him on the books, and I told him we want to know everything about Ty Simpson's connection to the Arizona Cardinals. So hopefully we'll get that tomorrow or Friday.
Do you believe that they will have significant private time with Ty Simpson?
Yeah. You got to do your due diligence. That's the thing, though. I mean, it's just there's just not enough tape. There's not enough from Ty Simpson. Like, you have to do some heavy vetting here.
Let me walk you through a scenario. And you're Monty, and you're with Michael Bidwill, right? Let's put Mike off to the side. Sweet baby Mike LaFleur. We'll put him off to the side for a second. And it's like the Jets are firing Aaron Glenn. He's getting fired. Right. They're gonna try to get John Gruden. They're gonna have a clean slate. Monti Ossenfort's sitting there. Yeah, I love private time with Ty. And Monti Ossenfort's sitting there, and he's got 2 quarterbacks who are not very good, who are backups, who are not under contract. People are saying let's tank the season. So let's project. Cardinals have an over under of 4.5. Let's say they get to 4 wins. Okay. Monti Ossenfort gets to 4 wins this year. And his quarterbacks are Gardner Minshew and Jacoby Brissett. And he gets to January of next year. This franchise not only has 4 wins, they don't have a quarterback under contract in 2027. In what world is that allowed? In what world do franchises be allowed with the same GM to operate that way? Zero. They're taking a quarterback in this year's class, and it's going to be Ty Simpson. I firmly believe that. Monti Ossenfort, this is it for him. You don't get a fourth year to dick around with a couple backups and tank a season. Sorry.
Here's my response to that is Ty Simpson isn't going to change your win-loss record in 2026.
But it gives him, this was going to be my next point. You're in that neighborhood. It's not great, but you put in a pool. And suddenly, you're putting your house on the market. People are coming over. You're like, oh, this house has a pool. Ty Simpson's not a pool. What is he, a hot tub?
It doesn't matter. You get to year 5 and you have less than 20 wins. You do not pass go. You do not collect $200. You get a one-way ticket to unemployment. That's what happens with Monti Ossenfort.
Well, but then why are you playing Jacoby Brissett? Because you think you're going to win games with Jacoby Brissett?
I mean, we know about Jacoby Brissett. He's not going to fall on his face. Like he's a competent quarterback. It's just, that just like Brian Baldinger said, he's not going to beat Matthew Stafford. He's not going to go to Santa Clara and likely beat Brock Purdy in the Niners, and he's not going to beat Sam Darnold in the Seahawks. But is he going to be able to go up against the Jets and win you a football game and not have you get embarrassed there? Where does that put you? That's not. I agree, it's not good enough.
Why is Joe Shane still in New York?
I have no idea. It's another one of those things where he probably should have followed the coach out.
Got a quarterback last year and sold that to ownership, showed enough promise, got to keep his job. And everybody, I love Jackson Dart now. This time last year, people hated Jackson Dart. People said, Lane Kiffin, byproduct of the scheme. No thanks. That guy can't play in an NFL offense. It's the same thing with Ty Simpson. Monti Ossenfort gets Ty Simpson, goes to Michael Bidwill and says, I cleaned up the Kyler Murray contract mess. We ate that dead money. And now I have my franchise quarterback, and he started 8 to 10 games, and he showed promise, and we have our young core together, and he gets to keep his job.
Why are people asking if I know that Jacoby Brissett went 1-11? I've made that point 1,000 times, but you have to admit that he didn't completely get undressed last year.
He wasn't the reason they always lost, but he didn't win them any games. That was he's like a paint by numbers guy, will come in and do what you need him to do, but he won't win you games. And sometimes he won't lose you games, but then sometimes he will, like against Seattle.
And I'm seeing Ty is better than Dart. He's not. He's played significantly less college football than Jackson Dart played at USC, and then he played a couple of years at Ole Miss. Ty Simpson played 15 games. Jackson Dart won way more games with Ole Miss, which is not as good as program as Bama.
He is the same caliber
prospect. Let's not lose the plot here about who Ty Simpson is.
He's in the same caliber prospect, in the same tier. He's going to be drafted in the same spot.
Yeah, but would you rather have Jackson Dart or Ty Simpson?
Ask me in a year.
No. Answer it now.
I think Jackson Dart's a better prospect.
You stood next. We walked with Jackson Dart. He's a quarterback.
Why didn't Monti go after Jackson?
Bash his brain in, him and Cam Scatterboot, you know that they're going to be decent players.
Why didn't Monti Ossenfort go after him then?
Should have.
It's called overcorrection. It's coming near a valley near you. Coming back around the corner, Arvell Reese, did he seal his fate? Cardinals, David Bailey, go bye-bye? Stick around. How about checking out our friends at Circle K? I'm going to tell you right now, I was out earlier today, honey-do list, running errands. I stopped off at Circle K. I had to fill up, right? I had to make sure I use my cheat code as a member of the Inner Circle. I get 5 cents per gallon on every single fill-up. And for your first 5, when you're a member of the Inner Circle, first 5 fill-ups get 25 cents off per gallon. I know gas is difficult to come by right now at a decent price. Circle K, always the best price, and then always pushing it down even further as a member of the Inner Circle. And again, how about the 79-cent Polar Pop? Go inside, cool off with a 99-cent Froster. And then for you adults out there, they got the 16-ounce Bud Heavy, Bud Light, and Michelob Ultra, all just $1.50. They're combating this economy with the best deals, including the $3, $4, and $6 meal deal. Matrix, we got opening day. If you can't be at the ballpark, why not grab a hot dog and a tornado, Frito-Lay's chips and a Polar Pop for just $3? That's a nice alternative, right? It's like I can't go and do the $9.99 challenge over with the D-backs, but I'm going to go into the Circle K. I can get a bunch of hot dogs on the price of cheap. Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for more details.
What's more elite than going to Circle K after getting off work and grabbing a cold one from the cooler for $1.50? Tough to beat that. That's elite right there. Yeah. Look, if you've been in an accident, you suffered a serious injury, the lawyer you hire really matters. Do your research. You're going to find out it's the husband and wife law team that are going to get you the results that you deserve. They're Phoenix locals, raised their 8 kids here, and their firm is built around one thing: getting the best results for their clients. Yeah, they're going to go to work for you. They bring hundreds of years of combined trial experience with several of their attorneys, certified specialists in personal injury and wrongful death, a title held by less than 1% of lawyers in our great state of Arizona. So check them out, Mark and Alexis Breyer. The difference is they're real trial lawyers. They're ready to go to war for you. They're Perry Mason. They're all the great, of course, Hollywood lawyers. But in real life, if your case needs to go to court, they're ready to roll. Plus, they promise you'll receive at least as much in your pocket as they do in fees. And they're even willing to lower their fee to make that happen. That's impressive. You've had a serious injury. Check them out. Call the husband and wife law team right now, 602-783-8841, or check out their link to the website in our show notes. And tell them Johnny and Bo from PHNX Cardinals sent you.
Do us a favor, get us to 1,000 likes so Bo has to shave his face outside of a little stash so we can be stash bros. We got to 500 likes yesterday. Get us to 1,000 likes today. We got 500 people watching. Everybody hit that like button. If we get to 1,000, Bo has to shave his face.
Except for the stash.
Except for the stash.
That's right. Just a nice mustache like Johnny. He's rocking it. How long are you going to rock that thing?
Through the draft. I'll shave it after the draft weekend.
Okay.
Then I get to speak to my wife again. But until then, I'm on my own. Just me and Ty on an island.
What would that even be called if Mike D said I should only shave my stash? What is that called?
An elevated chin strap.
Ooh, those are the worst. I think the chin strap is legitimately the worst piece of facial hair outside of a certain mustache that you can get. For sure.
Look, if somebody does rock the elevated chin strap in the chat, don't be discouraged by what the comments of this show.
Do better is what I would say. Hit the like button. Let's talk a little Arvell Reese. This is something Bo and I can agree on.
There you go.
The little bro. This is what Bo and I can agree on. We are firmly in the camp that Arvell Reese, number 1, is grossly overrated, and number 2 is not an edge rusher. Period. Point blank. End of story. And I mean, was it confirmed today on the Twitter streets? The reaction from the Ohio State Pro Day in Columbus, Ohio, has been nothing other than damning for the top prospect. Let's take a look at this wild footage of him going through drills. Again, not to poo-poo him. He could have a great NFL career. But to put him in the same category as some of these other players, it's insane. Noah, man, let's see it. Arvell Reese going around bags. What do you give your play-by-play of this, Bo?
Yeah, it's a little spin move there. He's kind of standing straight up as he should be trying to maybe get a little bit lower. It's just Arvell Reese. Just, hey, you want to do some pass rush drills? Sure. And yeah, he looks athletic, but he doesn't look like a pass rusher by any stretch.
I have to get Noah. That's my fault. I sent Noah the wrong clip. So
okay.
I'm sending Noah the right clip now because everybody knows what clip I'm talking about, where he looks like there's a clip out there where he's going around bags and it's like me sneaking into my kitchen to get a late night snack for my rum tum late at night. It's like, did anybody eat all the Oreos? This is just like me sneaking.
Well, there was also a side by side. Who did it? It was Ryan Fowler.
Here it is.
Ryan Fowler, Ruben Bain, and Arvell Reese. Same drill. Now I know Micah Parsons is trying to debunk. Like he said, he quote tweeted and said to keep it a buck. Like this doesn't actually impact how you actually play. And he got ratioed in his own post.
I love the internet.
And you have, you got Bain just getting real low here and Reese just kind of low. It just furthers the point in the people against drafting off-ball linebackers that we can really kind of just the prosecution rests after this.
Over.
So it's done.
We did it. We're on the other side. We won the case. We're not going to grave dance on a young man's career. I hope he has success. We have been through this before. We have the scars to prove it. We have the busts to prove it.
I thought you had a great rant last year when we were sitting out there and we were fending off Jihad Campbell, truthers out there. Take the linebacker.
Local media. Go ahead.
And you made the case that a linebacker is much like what?
It's like a running back or a tight end.
Well, no, home appliance.
Oh,
do you remember this?
I don't. We've done about 5,000 shows since then. Why don't you walk me through my great take?
You call them. It's like having a toaster.
Oh yes, and you can have a marquee toaster.
Yeah,
you can get a Williams-Sonoma toaster, and it's going to toast that sumbee real well. Or you can do what the rest of us do and get it from Walmart or Amazon for about $25, and it's a move the chains toaster, and it does the job.
That's right.
That's Cody Simon. That's hopefully Jack Gibbons. That's Mac Wilson on the higher end, right? Go with the higher end toaster there. If you're buying a Williams-Sonoma toaster, may God have mercy on your soul. It's not going to work out. You need a blue chip, meat and potatoes-esque prospect to carry your franchise. And again, like
one of your best bits was the toaster bit. I can't believe you forgot.
No,
Many
I
people are
my
kind of
dubs and
let
I move
down.
on. My next dub is being right on Ty Simpson, but I digress. We're gonna break it down for everybody here. The Isaiah Simmons pick was a disaster. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I hated it at the time. Bust, huge bust. Zaven Collins a few years later. I would say this to Zaven Collins. He was a first-round pick. Disaster for where you took him. Not good, right? He's stuck around. He's a journeyman. He's a rotational edge rusher now, kind of. How many sacks did he have last year? 1 or 2? Not worth it. You're taking these guys to be franchise changers. I don't have to tell our audience of 600 people. Blue chip franchise changers. Pro Bowls. God forbid we draft an effing Hall of Famer once in a while. I'm not taking a guy who had 6 sacks last year. The only sacks I could find of him up the middle. Blitzing. I'm sure he's going to be a blitz demon in the NFL. There are 2 options for the Cardinals at pick 3. David Bailey and Francis Mauigoa. End of story, point blank. It should be Jeremiah Love. We've talked about that. Unfortunately, that's not an option. And I'm going to tell everybody right now, the New York Jets are dumb. They are not a smart franchise. They are not well run. If you can get plus money on David Bailey's 2nd overall, go do that. Because yesterday, Arvell Reese was minus 290 to go 2nd overall. He ain't going to stay at 290 anymore. David Bailey is bound for the Jets. That is my take of the day. Francis Mauigoa became a Cardinal today.
Welcome, CC Mauigoa. Let's take a look at the video that you wanted us to all see from Ohio State's Pro Day.
Whoop.
There we go.
Whoop.
Sneaking around.
Dipping around. Can you do that against tackles in the NFL? Do they let you do that? Excuse me, Trent Williams. Can I just get a little sneak?
You're like Chandler Jones to Mac Jones on that infamous fumble strip sack to end the game where he just plants him into the ground. That's what Mauigoa would do to Arvell Reese on that little scurry around.
It's like when we're out at the Super Bowl and we get to go to some parties and I'm there and I'm short and we have all these pro athletes and big wigs around us and I'm just like, excuse me, can I get over here? Can I sneak over here? Can I get a drink over here? That's Arvell Reese. And again, could have a great NFL career. Not a pass rusher.
Well, then like one more time with the picture about Bain.
Yeah.
Bain, it's like kind of forlorn that he can't be in the conversation because of his arm length, but extreme bend here.
That's insane.
Where you just don't, it's like, this is how the picture on the right of Arvell Reese is how my kid does hide and seek. And then compared to me, I mean, it's just, he doesn't know how to hide behind that tackling dummy right there. It's just, it's a pro versus an amateur there. I mean, look, Arvell Reese is probably going to be a damn good off-ball linebacker. It's just there's no value in taking him back to the toaster point in the top 10.
Also, like, is he even as good as Sonny Styles? Could you imagine? This would be so Cardinals under Keim. And this is where I'll give Monty credit because he would never do this. Taking the second best off-ball linebacker from the same university in the top 10. My God.
Yeah.
That's just a horror show. I think, like, Louis Riddick, I love Louis.
Yeah.
We've had him on the show saying he's the best player in this class. Louis, what? What
Which
are you
one,
talking
Sonny
about?
or Arvell?
Arvell.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I think
He's a
Arvell
great
Reese-
player. And once again, the Cardinals just don't have the luxury of taking swings like that and saying, hey, we have a need there, and this is going to be a hell of a player. You just can't do it from a roster building standpoint. It would just be it would crush their ability to really kind of make big time ground that they lost the last year.
Yeah. So David Bailey, Francis Maui Noah, end of conversation. Is that where we're at? Less than a month away.
I mean, the Maui Noah thing, I guess, like the thing that made me pause yesterday, it's like Baldy is telling us all these beautiful things about Francis Maui Noah and his background, working under Mario Cristobal, who's an offensive line coach in Miami, and he's been a starter since he was 18, and he's going to be 21 in his rookie season, all this, and he's like, he's going to be an all-pro guard, and you're like, okay, if on the worst of case of Maui Noah is he's an all-pro guard, I'll take that.
If you can't take Maui Noah, and if David Bailey is gone, does this franchise, it's like the Thanos meme, go back to Reuben Bain? Or does that bring you back to me? Do you go back to Reuben Bain, as Jacob put in the chat? My opinion is I have no idea where they stand on it. The arm thing is concerning. Yeah. My opinion is yes, because I'm gonna read you the rest of these guys: Caleb Downs, Arvell Reese, Jeremiah Love, Sonny Styles, Carnell Taint, Spencer Fano, center, Delay in the corner from LSU, Monroe Freeling. I mean, I think we'll see if they do a top 30 with him. I think Reuben Bain maybe has entered the equation once again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's gonna. That scenario seems pretty far-fetched.
Do you think it's a done deal, David Bailey or Francis Maui Noah?
I mean, just doing the math, like the calculus here. I mean, like one of them's gonna be there.
Yeah, but like, what if they think Francis Maui Noah is not a tackle? Amani's not taking a guard.
Yeah,
they got to be convinced. We all think he can play right tackle.
Yeah.
Who is the guy who went to Skoronski, who went to Tennessee, started at tackle, then kicked to guard, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But his arms were really small, right? But like, I have to keep track of the rest of these tackles. I can't remember too many that have had to kick inside lately.
The guys with the arm length concerns, most of them actually did kick inside.
But like Francis doesn't have that.
Right.
So then what are we talking about?
I mean, like you said yesterday, at the very least, he's a serviceable right tackle.
But is that good enough for the third overall pick? I don't.
Yeah. I mean, in a watered down draft.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, why wouldn't you take like a Hall of Fame caliber running back then?
Yeah.
If this is the argument we're making. It's just
because without a serviceable right tackle,
you stink.
What good is that running back? It's just that.
But what if they looked you in the eye and said, well, we just signed a 17-game starter at right tackle?
In Wilkinson?
Yeah. Well, let's get a tackle at 34. I hear that a lot. Just get a tackle at 34. Oh, it's that easy? Yeah, just get any of these scrubs. I think David Bailey goes second, and I still think that Francis Maui Noah is the Cardinal pick at third overall.
Yeah, I do too.
30 super chats. You ready to dive into them?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hayden's been a member for 6 months. Hit that like button before we jump into these. Before we jump into these, we have 566 people watching. Get your draft party tickets now. I just talked to my guy on Twitter, Charles. He's going to be there with his +1. Will you be there? Well, I hope so, because we're running out of tickets. We have, I think, a third left of the inventory. Thursday, April 23rd, 5 p.m., Upper Deck Kitchen and Bar, the draft party to end all draft parties. Speculation around pick 3, speculation around Ty Simpson. I'm telling you right now, if you don't have draft fever, it's coming. And I don't want you to miss out on these tickets. Grab them now. And then when these sell out, we will have night 2. Night 2 is going to go for $25 a pop. These tickets, a mere $60. You get food, you get merch, you get giveaways, you get vibes as the Cardinals attempt to pick themselves up. But we've got infinite vibes, Bo.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're completely humbled by how quickly these tickets have sold. Cannot wait to celebrate with you guys. If you're on the fence about it, you can laugh in my face in person if Cardinals get a big trade package to get back in the first round for Ty Simpson. I give you permission to do so, and I'll say, "What are you talking about? I've been a Ty Simp since day one." So get it on my face, security. But you got to buy a ticket to be there.
Security.
How about this? Member for 6 months.
Don't do it like Chaperone security. That's what we do. Hayden, my guy. Dennis Gardeck will return in Avengers Doomsday, but for real, we haven't heard the JV breakdown on Doomsday. Break it down for us, Johnny. Best pod. When it comes out next December, what do you want to know? I'm pretty fired up for it. I'll be there opening night. Bo will be invited. No, probably not. My son will be there. We'll have a blast. No, you're not a big Marvel Comics Avengers guy, right?
I mean, not too much anymore. I'm kind of out on it nowadays.
You wanted to say I've grown out of that.
Yeah, I'm an adult now. I pay bills.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet members of the opposite sex and them enjoy my company.
I did watch the entire Pirates of the Caribbean series when I dog sat for you, though.
Right.
What'd you think?
I mean, I love it. They're great movies.
They're good. They're good. We got a trifecta here, Hayden. We have The Mandalorian and Grogu in May, Spider-Man this summer, and then Doomsday in December. It's a good year for cinema, elite cinema viewing.
Isn't Dune come out too? Dune 3?
Boring.
Yeah. Come on. Steve Kimes burner, NFL caliber mind arm. Who cares that other traits are mid?
I think he means mid-arm. I saw some special traits being put on.
No, I think he's saying he's got a NFL caliber mind and arm.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, perfect, Steve Kimesburger. I did see that a lot on Twitter. People are like, well, we know people like his processing, and his arm looks good, and he's probably more mobile than people think. I mean, like, what else do you need?
What do you think about the conspiracy theories that are hiding in plain sight about the two most outspoken analysts pumping up Ty Simpson and Dan Orlovsky and Todd McShay being a part of the very same agency as Ty Simpson?
I think that it's a big agency is what I would say.
Okay.
I also think, and I don't do this because I wouldn't do this because, like, you and I both agree there's a very real chance they draft him, correct?
Yeah.
So we're covering it and we're giving our thoughts on it. I think they need talking points for the next month to get to the draft. Yeah. You know, Mendoza's going first overall, quarterback juice. I think that's a little telegraphed.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, we're always going to be talking about these QBs when this team wet the bed on signing Malik Willis, and instead is the current horror show landscape that we're in. We're always going to be talking about him.
About this from Brian G or Dave H. He's a brand new YouTube supporter and member of PHNX Sports. Thank you, Dave. Welcome to the community. About this from Brian G. If Bo thinks Ty Simpson looks like Zach Wilson, that makes Bo the boom goes the dynamite guy.
What did people say about Zach Wilson? That he had a hose for an arm.
Yeah.
And he went to BYU and he wasn't mature enough. Like,
made 30 starts.
Yeah, but I don't think, like, the slight that people are making that out to be, I don't think they're thinking that through. Because I don't think anybody expected Ty Simpson to have the kind of throws that he had today to make a Zach Wilson-esque throw. Most people think if Ty, like, oh, he's he's limited physically and he can't do X, Y, and Z. It's like, oh, he makes a big time throw, and it's like, oh, he's Zach Wilson now. He's a bum. I got to pick another bust quarterback now. It's like, let's use fair parameters here. He's got a better arm than you think. He had a good day. End of story. He's not Zach Wilson.
The Zach Wilson razzle dazzle is now just a rite of passage for all quarterbacks pro days. Just put it on a checklist and say, hey, has he done the Zach Wilson throw? Oh no, let's call that one. Let's do that one. Make him roll out, make him throw off his back foot.
Mike LaFleur had to deal with the fresh hell of Zach Wilson. If Mike LaFleur thinks Ty Simpson is Zach Wilson, then they won't draft him. But if he doesn't, then he's not Zach Wilson. Our director of college scouting attended, Bo.
Okay.
I haven't seen that. Send me, DM me that, Razor, would you please? Johnny Venerable on Twitter. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Jay's been a member for a month. What's good, Jay? Good to see you, my friend. I'll take average over whatever that was last season. Give me Ty. I'm with you. This franchise is inept. They are irrelevant. People are like, keep losing. It's like, no. Give me hope. Give me a quarterback. Build around a quarterback. How many of these quarterbacks bust because they don't have the infrastructure? The Cardinals have an offensive head coach who people love and skilled players and potentially protection in a run game. I think that sounds pretty good. It's better than what Kyler Murray had as a rookie.
It's what Ty Simpson had at Bama, right?
You're acting like Ty Simpson was like terrible this year.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, you're basically saying like he had that at Bama and he didn't win the national championship. I mean, look at his sacks. He threw 28 touchdowns to 5 picks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He averaged 7.5 yards per completion. His completion percentage was about 64.5, 65. I mean, like ran for 2 touchdowns, like basically had like 30 touchdowns this year for a Bama team that was in the college football playoff. Like what more people want?
I mean, look at Mac Jones' numbers. They blow those out of the water.
Okay,
look at Dwayne Haskins' numbers, and he threw 50 touchdowns. Rest in peace.
RIP. I mean, like, what did Baldy say yesterday? You got to look at the Georgia game. First Georgia game. Lit him up. Won the game. Was outstanding. Beat Tennessee when they were ranked. Beat Missouri when they were ranked. Beat Oklahoma, the 8th best team in the country. Okay, he's at end of the first round, back of the first round pick. He's not a top 10 guy. Brian, $20. Thank you so much, Brian. If the Cardinals don't take a chance on Ty Simpson, that'll be a very Monty move. They won't just be a tank for 2027, but it'll be a tank for 2028. Because if we draft a guy next year, he'll need a year to get comfortable. 100%.
I disagree with that. Because you got a lot of guys that could have made the jump this year that would have been too early. Like another year's seasoning. We've seen teams that have the right infrastructure be able to make noise in the rookie seasons for quarterbacks.
You think in this division?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Matthew Stafford will get his ass out of the division.
I think it's asking a lot to ask any early 20-something-year-old to come here and be a savior year one.
Yeah, and asking to be a savior. You're saying, hey, you're coming into a pretty good situation, the best that rookie quarterbacks ever come into as far as this team goes. And here's the keys to the franchise. Let's do something that we've never done before.
It's a long way to go to project. Panda with wings, $2. If we draft Ty, how many games does Jacoby start? Over under 8, Bo?
I would go over. I think that becomes the next very frustrating part of being a fan of this team is you're going to have maybe a first-round quarterback. Whenever you get Ty Simpson and Jacoby Brissett, you're going to continue to get that nod week in and week out.
I would go under. Short stack Goblin, $199. JV, how much is Ty's agent paying you, bro? I was hoping to get a little bro in there. Free 99, my guy. Here's what I'm doing. I'm paying the Cardinals with my emotions every year to watch suck football. I'm trying to invest in a quality product here instead of more losing. RLW, $10. Stop using the Zach Wilson, Anthony Richardson stuff. None of those guys could read a defense and play at the line of scrimmage. I want what's between the ears more than Toolsy. 100%, especially with Zach Wilson. Go look who Zach Wilson played in a COVID year, watered down BYU. Didn't play anybody. I mean, we just said.
What are you supposed to do?
But he stunk. Like, we have tape this year. He beat Georgia. He beat
30
Oklahoma.
touchdowns, 3 picks. He won. They had 11 wins in 12 games.
Zach Wilson?
Yeah.
But, like, who do you play?
I mean, it was COVID year. What do you want him to do? It's not his fault. He rose to the rank.
That's a red flag. Also, where did Zach Wilson go in the draft?
Second.
Where are we talking about Ty Simpson? Not that.
Right.
That has to be weighed on this.
Who's saying Anthony Richardson and Zach Wilson, though?
I think people want a toolsy guy. Wait for next year and get a toolsy guy.
Yeah.
Lenore Sellers is a toolsy guy. Lenore Sellers, until further
the NFL is about projectables, man.
Is Anthony Richardson.
I saw Anthony Richardson throwing today. Wouldn't mind taking a flyer for him.
No, he quit on his team. Hunter, $4.99. My friend Josh loves Minshew. He says he's going 3,830 TDs on the season, beating out Brissett. Thoughts? I think there's a better chance if they draft Ty Simpson, Minshew will be outright released.
I don't think so. But
they're like,
Hunter, I love the passion for Minshew mania.
Minshew mania for this franchise is one of the saddest things I've ever seen.
Roberto Calamari. Wow. He hit a wide open wide receiver. Hang the banner.
That's not what we're saying. Tremendous avatar of Mr. Achy Breaky Heart there. Billy Ray. Arizona Cardinals, $4.99. Why do we assume the Jets aren't stupid enough to take him? It's 2. He could have a great Madden rating one day. I mean, both thinks the Jets could do anything at 2. I think they're going to take David Bailey.
The fact that they've been tied to Arvell Reese this long, and like some of the reporters that have been in the trenches.
Did you see what Connor Orr said today, or Connor Hughes?
What did he say?
He was basically like going to bat for Arvell Reese today. What does that tell you?
And Hughes is locked in.
Let me see if I can find it.
Their ESPN reporter seems to be locked in on him too.
Where is it? Maybe I can't find it now.
Let's keep it going here as you look for it. How about this from Chris, a.k.a. Frankie? If we get Ty at the end of the first round, top of second, does he have to start?
At some point this year he does. And he will. He will. Connor Hughes, basically, he quote tweeted Ryan Fowler's picture. Okay. And he goes, much ado about nothing here, and certainly nothing that will drop Reese out of the top 5. Bain is a D lineman, spent entire career working at D-line and doing D-line drills. Reese was a linebacker. He did linebacker drills. A lot of these new workouts are new to him. Film doesn't lie. He's a dominant player. Flip this and have Bain do backer work, and he looks similarly out of place. But what Connor doesn't understand is like, but why is he doing linebacker work? Why are you taking him second overall?
Right.
What are you talking about? It's like, no, Ruben Bain plays defensive line in the NFL like he did in college. So he's not changing. You're like, well, can't hold it against him. He's doing linebacker drills. It's like, okay, is he a linebacker? Everybody's telling me he's an edge rusher. This didn't make a damn bit of sense.
No, but this makes sense. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Austin, Ty on the cheap, learning behind Brissett and Minshew. I'd take him with our first, second rounder, but not trade up. We don't have a big enough sample size for the end of the first round trade up.
I think we're talking about a prospect at 65 who could develop into a starter compared to potentially losing out on what this team would believe is their franchise QB. Jess, I love this next one here. Bo, simply, why do you hate us?
Here's the thing, Jesus. I love you so much that I'm willing for you to feel like I dislike you and that you hate me.
Tough love.
For you to get what you need.
Don't tell his fan base what they need. You don't know what they need. We need some flipping wins, man.
Panda with wings. There's always a chance there's only 2 or 3 quarterbacks next year and we can't get any. You have to consider a quarterback now and next year take another if need be.
100%. That's a very rational, reasonable take. And I'm sure that they're discussing that right now in Tempe.
There's a very real chance that there are more quarterback options next year.
But where are they going to be picking? And do they have the ammunition to overtake the Jets and the Browns and these other bumble hell franchises?
And then also, like, you have to consider, like, what quarterback's going to fall out of favor with their team. What's the free agent market going to look like?
Picking up.
This was probably the worst offseason to make a quarterback change in the history of the NFL.
No.
It's pretty.
Kyler Murray's available.
Yeah, for everybody else.
I know. It just feels bad for us because Kyler was gone. RLW $4.99.
Next year's Kyler, though.
But is that person going to choose to come here? Bo would light a fourth on fire for Aller, but he's tall because he's tall, but he won't give up a third for Ty, who can actually read a defense.
Yeah. I mean, a third is a top 100 pick. It's a starter.
I think you have to weigh in the fact that Monti Ossenfort.
And it's not 1/3, it's 2 in this scenario.
Okay, let's break down Monti Ossenfort's last 2 drafts in the 2nd and 3rd round. Max Melton, Trey Benson, Tip Ryman, Isaiah Adams, Elijah Jones, Will Johnson, Jordan Birch.
Yeah.
How many of those guys are starters? Isaiah Adams, probably. Will Johnson.
Yeah.
Out of 7 picks. Not great.
Yeah.
Steve Kimes Burner, 199. Rams will draft Ty with one of their first 2 first-round picks. Well, they traded one of them, and the other one's at 13, so I don't think they're going to take him at 13.
How about this from Arizona Cardinals? Speaking of Rams, Puka allegedly bites women or women.
That doesn't seem like a good dude. I knew
something
something
rough
was off.
offseason, and it's good for us Cardinal fans.
Yeah, I knew something was off when we were at that party last year at the Super Bowl, and I tried to get him to come hang out with us, and he spurned us, and I'm like, not a good guy.
What the dog doing?
Roberto is back. Johnny has completely lost all objectivity. It's sad.
Sad. This is sad. It's sad that I have to try to defend like trying to draft a quarterback after not taking one for 7 years. And it's just like, start taking some flyers.
How about this from Cardinals Charles? Finally got my draft tickets. Thanks for the help, Johnny. Fire emoji. Is there a scenario we draft Bailey and still draft Simpson? Maybe a tackle in the 4th.
I think there's definitely a scenario, and that's kind of a concern that we've outlined where you get Ty Simpson and you get David Bailey, but then you're definitely starting Elijah Wilkinson all year.
Yeah.
Both
this from Jeff.
You
Good
don't even
question,
want to consider that as an
Jeff. I absolutely agree with Johnny. We need an effing quarterback this year. Also, JV, the stash rocks. There we go. Love you guys.
Love you, Jeff. You're the man, Jeff. Appreciate you, brother.
Jeff. How about this from Jeremy? Ty Simpson equals Drew Brees 2.0.
That's right. Drew Brees. It's easy to project the next Drew Brees, and he's him. Hallelujah. This is I'm being serious. If he's Andy Dalton, you just take him. If he's Andy Dalton, you take him.
Andy Dalton's like 6'4". Can look over the top of defenses.
Oh, let's not do this again.
It's a big part of the equation. If you don't look at history. Jeremy.
He's big enough.
Yeah, you already got that. Nate is great. Ty Simpson, before getting injured, had a TD to INT ratio of 21. That's with playing 3 top 15 schools back to back to back. Why do we hate this?
What you're doing, Nate, is you're using conventional wisdom and metrics to make a case, whereas Bo's using emotion. And here's what I'll also say. Is that you're buying a stock that's down. It's a stock that would have been a firm top 10 pick, and you're getting it 60 cents on the dollar as if you're taking a flyer. And I guarantee
today, QBs with 15 or fewer college starts who went in the first round last decade: Anthony Richardson, Mitchell Trubisky, Dwayne Haskins.
But nothing you just said pertains to Ty, the football player from this past year. What Nate and I are going off of, Ty Simpson, the football player this year, was the presumed number 1 pick, and then he got hurt and his team fell apart. So now everybody's like, just can't play. He's just not a good player. It's just like, no, we're grading on a curve here.
No. The stat is quarterbacks with 15 or fewer starts, which is Ty Simpson, and he couldn't change that regardless if he was healthy or not. the data shows that they found very little success.
Do you want him to go back to school when all the NFL teams are saying like
what would have happened if he
went
went back to school, Johnny? Would have been the starter at Bama?
Yes, he would have been the star. I see that narrative being pushed too by the Ty haters. He wouldn't have even started. Okay, sure, Jam. Ranger, he's gonna be leading an NFL franchise, but he couldn't start for watered down Alabama where his receivers couldn't catch a cold, and they've got great value Nick Saban. Who's that guy from Washington?
It's crazy. Here's just what I want to hear from Ty Simps, right? I just want to hear you guys say it. You just want a more intriguing quarterback option for this season. Just be honest about what you want, because it's not because then you're dismissing all this data as far as measurables and experience. He doesn't have any of those. You guys are like, it's fine. He was good for 8 games. Lots of guys have been good for 8 games.
He had a good season. 8 games. He had a good season. He made the college football playoff on what I would say a very average
barely at Bama.
How many Bama players are getting drafted? Couple throwaways.
Like 5.
Couple throwaways. Ranger, $10. Great to see you, my guy. Hey, when did you get a Minshew? When you guys get Minshew on your show? JV, just kidding. But hey, you guys should get him on the show. He would be a great guest. He would be. Yeah. Unfortunately, Gardner Minshew would be a better addition to this podcast as an analyst than he would be a quarterback in the Cardinals QB room. That's the sad part, Ranger. He would do really well with us here, but I don't want to see him play quarterback for this team.
Yeah. Gardner Minshew was brought in a moment of chaos, and we don't get to enjoy it like many fan bases do get to enjoy it. Like if he was brought in as a QB2 to a no doubt about it starting quarterback, we would have celebrated and be like, we'd have been on
this rocks.
Yeah.
Instead, we have to hate it.
Robbed of that. Trinell, JV, why do you call out other college quarterbacks like Levitt for being injured when Ty was injured too? Ty Simpson is giving a less experience than Leinart.
Simpson played though. Where was Sam Levitt? I talked to people close to the situation at ASU. Sam Levitt bailed on ASU and then left town. And Sam Levitt was not a conventional pocket passer. And there are major questions about how his game is going to translate to the next level. And he always went to the first read. Ty Simpson is a much more between the ears processor of the football and a defense.
Right. He processes great.
He's a great processor.
Cardinal Charles, for what it's worth, I think Francis' potential could be greater than Paris Johnson Jr.'s.
If Baldy's right, here's what I will say: he's going to get drafted higher than Paris did. I would probably put him in the same caliber of prospects as Paris.
Yeah,
but I also think like he could be a mauler, whereas I'm not saying Paris is a finesse player. Paris is just overall good, solid. Yeah. You're going to extend him; he's going to be around. Francis is a mauler of a player.
Did you see the video of Paris working out today?
I did not.
Looks really good. He was working out with I think LaCharles Bentley, and just feet looks super quick. He is a completely different type of tackle. But look, if you've got both brands to kind of book in your offensive line, I'll take it. How about this from Brian P? Why is Bain seen as a bust? Longer arms than James Harrison. He's the reason we don't have a Super Bowl. In my opinion, Francis or Bain at 3.
It's the same thing we talk about with Ty. Is just Bain is great, and I would take him, and I want him on my team. James Harrison went undrafted. Are you taking Ruben Bain at 3 overall? Because if you take him 3 overall, and then you get to camp and you're like, oh, his arms are a problem, and not in a good way, then you're just labeled as a moron. Whereas, like, I think any team outside of the top 7 to 12 take Ruben. Like if the Rams take Ruben Bain's going to be a flippin' slobber fest all over, cover it. Nobody's going to bring up his arms again.
Right.
But the Cardinals, unfortunately, can't have that reality. But I'm with you. Like I do think if David Bailey's gone and you're looking to compare somebody Francis to, that he feels like the trending player right now.
How about this? Member for 6 months, supporter of PHNX Sports on YouTube, Mondo. I found your doppelganger, JV. You look like Paul Rudd, mustache. On a Cards-related note, I say go for Ty. It looks like he goes through his reads better than K1.
Paul Rudd, a.k.a. Brian Fantana from Anchorman, maybe? Let's do it.
You can see that.
I mean, I don't know if he goes through them better than Kyler Murray, but like that wasn't a plus of Kyler's coming out. He did that wasn't one of the things people were selling him on. Now, the downside with Ty is people are using that against him, basically saying like, oh, that's what we say about all these quarterbacks that are like this. They don't have freakish abilities, so we say they're great. So we don't really know or not.
Mm-hmm. How about this from Brian P? JV, you watch Project Hail Mary?
I have not seen it. I will probably rent it. I've heard it's excellent. And yeah, I'm glad it's doing well. We need more original sci-fi stories.
All right. How about Noah's going to see it this weekend, I think.
70 millimeter. I'm in.
Wow. Thanks for the invite. Wow.
The Carolina Crown. Ty Simpson equals Josh Rosen.
I mean, Rosen had better metrics. He was bigger and he had more starts, but he busted. So certainly Ty Simpson has to bust. I mean, you can use that argument against him. It's like, hey, what Bo's describing is like he's got to start more, he's got to be bigger. That was Rosen and he busted. So nobody knows. No one knows.
But he's going to be the one that's going to be the exception. Brian P.
Just be good.
Ty Simpson's stats would have been better if Ryan Williams didn't go full Simple Jack this year. You never go full Simple Jack.
It's a Tropic Thunder reference there. Yeah, Ryan Williams. You brought up him dropping it off his hands. I wish we had that clip. We
had Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams. And you're like, man, that class is going to be stacked. And Smith has lived up to it. You know who looked good at Ohio State today?
Tate.
He was throwing some impressive passes.
Bo was sending me like all the other QBs that aren't in this class. He was DMing me Sam Levitt tape and Ohio State's QB, and it's just like, stop. It's like, these are real quarterbacks. Okay. We watch them close this year if they don't take Ty. They all better be Hall of Famers. Bees, $2. Did y'all see Simpson destroying Panera Bread U? Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
He did go 17 for 17 against some poor school this year, passing. It's one of his better games. But Bees, did you say your affirmations today about Ty Simpson? Ty Simpson, he will buck all the trends. Ty Simpson is a first-round quarterback. Ty Simpson is worth it, and so am I. Brian, how about this? We should be drafting a quarterback every year until we find 100 years of suck is enough. We need a quarterback to evaluate Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, and love the show, boys.
Love you, Brian. Can't wait to see you at the draft party. All right, Bo, put you on the spot. They don't take Ty Simpson. What quarterback are they leaving with?
In the draft, let's see. Probably like a Nussmeier or Beck.
Probably pretty fair. Brian's back, $2. I heard Ty's comp is a Snickers. Monty loves Snickers.
Keeping it going here.
Oh, I love that joke.
How about Damien? I'd rather go winless than draft Ty in the first.
What? Come on, Damien.
Jenga Man has been a member, a supporter of PHNX Sports here on YouTube for 2 months. Thank you for that type of loyalty. JV looking belligerently handsome. If you can't beat him, join him, Bo. Also, Monti Ossenfort needs to make it till Halloween so I can get my king-size Snicker this year. My God. Keeping it going. How about this from Jesus P? We stand with Johnny. Johnny, takeover incoming. Gross. On to the next. Damien Christian is here. I just want to enjoy the QB search in 27. Monty out.
It's not going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be elite.
It's going to be a car crash of a
like,
season.
Oh, did you see what Marv did this year? And I loved where the offensive line is. The defense showed strides. Like, just need that quarterback. Look at this plethora of quarterback options this year. Can't wait to get to the combine and scout all of them and talk to them. And Johnny's going to be like, I miss Ty Simpson. He's not even going to think about Ty Simpson at that point.
They don't want to talk to you. Beats, $2. Monty, you're not you when you're hungry. Have a Snickers. Jedi Cardinal Evan. Good to see you, Evan. Welcome back. $4.99. Anyone buy a Hershey bar lately? They've been like they're made of wax. Love the pod. Interesting. We've been having a lot of s'mores since my folks are in town with the kiddos. But no, I mean, everything's getting more diluted and smaller and suckier. So, I mean, why shouldn't our quarterbacks be the same way? Go ahead, Bo.
Trinell, JV, all great processors. Matt Leinart, Brady Quinn, Joey Harrington, Tim Couch, David Carr.
So we're just like listing busts now. I mean, like, I'm sure I could get a list of guys that were good processors that just like Ty Simpson is just going to be one of these guys. Listen, I do think Ty Simpson will bust if he goes to the Jets. There's no way that's working.
Hilarious.
I have confidence that with Mike and the offensive infrastructure and hanging out with Nate Hackett, Ty Simpson and Nate Hackett on this offense this year. If somebody woke you up from a coma at the end of the season, you're like, fast forward, what would you think of that? You'd be pretty
think of that combo?
Yeah, like if you've been asleep since the end of last season, somebody woke you up and you just saw Nate Hackett and Ty Simpson together with the Cardinals, what would you think of that?
It would be absurd. It would be insane.
I'm ready for it.
Roberto, yes, Bo, 100%. Ty is change for the sake of change.
Yeah, good change. Some would say great change. Hit that like button. Tomorrow's a big
decision change. Is it an upgrade?
We'll see. According to my wife. Hit that like button. 1,000 likes. Bo joins me at the stash party. We're having a party on this show tomorrow. We're hoping, fingers crossed, we get Mike Garofolo.
Yeah.
For the very latest on where the Cardinals stand in the Ty Simpson race. Never forget, it was Mike Garofolo, and we watched over it like dummies, who told us Jacoby Brissett probably is going to be this team starter, and we didn't believe him.
Didn't want to believe at the time.
Take our medicine with him tomorrow.
Gus, I'm still on the love train. I'm trying to be optimistic, but MILF, we trust. Down with Ossenfort and Shitwell.
You guys are the best. What a show today. Big thanks to everybody watching. Big thanks to Noah getting all those graphics. Let's see it one more time here on display. The piss missile that is the Ty Simpson throw. Pew, pew, pew. 60 yards. Frozen rope in the air. State Farm Stadium goes wild. Oh, eludes pressure. See you later, Myles Garrett. Boom, down the right sideline to Marv for the touchdown. The Cardinals win the Super Bowl. They're playing the Browns in the Super Bowl, by the way.
Wow.
Scenario.
Two tortured fan bases go in. One comes out champion.
Shador versus Ty in the Super Bowl next year.
Why don't we have Stretching Guy on there too? Why didn't we end with Stretching Guy talking to Ty?
Put him back up there, Noah. Weird Jets guy.
What the Sigma?
This is how Johnny decompresses in the kitchen with his wife after the show. So then this is what I responded to Bo with. And he says, I don't care. Shave your mustache or leave. I'm taking the kids to my parents.
Is there some thrusting going on here? Thrust. Like, hey, you're looking over here. Look at me. And then my favorite, it's time to go get a cookie. Whoop. Whoop. Not Campanelli.
All right. We've lost it. This show is off the rails, but you guys are off the chain. Thank you so much for the super chats. Hit that like button and subscribe to PHNX Sports. We're back with a fresh new episode tomorrow, 4:30. Don't miss it, PHNX Cardinals.
Costco, guys.
We all silly like the mayor.